Dear Twin Flame souls out there, welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening Journey podcast, and today is episode 157. Today we are going to talk about one of the line I often use on Twin Flame Journey where I say, you will never lose your twin flame, even if you are in a separation right now and you haven't heard of them. And especially if you haven't heard from your twin flame or something has happened on the journey that, let's say, they have chosen somebody else or you don't know anything about them and the feeling inside of you feels, but I have lost them. Then this episode might be for you to realize that you're not actually losing anything. As we know, when you meet your twin flame, and we know that your twin flame is you, living in another body somehow. We are all connected, but meeting your twin flame will make you to realize that we are all one, we are all connected. And you are one with your twin flame. What do they say about twin flames? They say, it is you. Two bodies, one soul, split into two. I believe we are split into many forms and elements. Why? Because we come from the one source. We are from the one. But of course, there are blueprints, there are codes that will help us to remember, and your twin flame is one of them. But I know that when I would say to you that you will never lose your twin flame, it can make you very much in the sense of, yes, I understand, what do you mean? But your body doesn't relax into it. It actually gets more tense. You feel like, yes, I understand what you're saying, but I have a hard time to understand it or embody it. And in today's episode, we are going to go through that, why you're feeling this way, how to make it easier for you, and maybe also some of the mistakes or something that will open your eyes of seeing this journey a little bit deeper. That perhaps, maybe at this time and this moment, being with your twin is not exactly how it's supposed to be. And there's a reason for that. And I explain that through. I always want to put this here as a remark when I use these words, that it's not about that you cannot be with your twin flame. I'm not saying any of these things to tell you, oh, no, you cannot be with your twin flame. You need to go into the spiritual work, all of that. That's a limiting belief. But I also want to help you to understand that this journey is about you and discovering who you really are. And that's the best gift you can ever receive from this journey. And it might not look like this today, but I promise you, if you keep on going step by step, connecting to your heart, connecting to your soul, connecting to your higher self, connecting to the world, to the universe, you will understand one point what I'm trying to deliver. And this episode might be the one for you that opens up the possibility for that. So when I say that you will never lose your twin flame, why it's gonna hurt you? Why is it there? Because the sentence is true on a soul level, but your human nervous system isn't there yet. Because on a soul level, we cannot lose what is you. You cannot simply lose what is yours. Your twin flame is not your boyfriend, girlfriend, a situationship. It's not just a relationship. Your twin flame is a frequency, a shared origin, a mirror of God inside of two different bodies. It's a frequency. I know that I can read energies very quickly, and God has given me that gift, and the gift and the curse at the same time. And the same thing happened when I met my twin. I was able to, in a sense of understanding that there is something more beyond, but of course my human self wanted something else. And that's why it's very normal what you're going through right now to experience. It's not that you're doing something wrong. But now the human level, the level of nervous system, attachment, trauma, abandonment, you start to feel like you can lose them. So when I say to you, you will never lose your twin flame, and you're crying in your room because they haven't texted you for 3 months, or you haven't heard from them 2 years, or you feel the pain and you feel the longing and you feel the sadness, of course, me saying to you, you will never lose your twin flame, will not make you to relax and feel like, oh, yes, you're right. And that's why I want you to know that that doesn't mean you are not awakened enough. It just actually really means that your body is honest with you. Your nervous system is honest, saying, I hear what you say, but I don't understand it in a sense of embodiment. And I talk a lot about this on the healing process and how we transmute the energies. And I am a true believer, and no one has to believe me. I always say, I don't force anything to anyone. I don't go around and say, you need a healing session, you need this session, you need this. None of this I do. I am a believer that when you are ready for it, it will happen naturally. All the stars will align and it will just happen. The same way like you met your twin flame. The stars aligned for you to have that activation. But also I would say that if you hear, for example, I say, you will never lose your twin flame. And your body feels, but I have lost them. My heart is racing, I am sad, I am angry, I need to hear from them. That shows you are not in a union and in alignment within yourself because something else is controlling. And that's absolutely fine. Say thank you to your body. Say thank you to your body of showing where you haven't yet released what is holding you back. Another day and I want to talk about a little bit of this healing part where we use the Kundalini energy, the activations. And I had this beautiful soul calling up to me and said, you know what? I don't know how many times she has done it. 3-4 times now. And she comes up to me and says, you know, my twin came back to me and said to me that I'm the most beautiful woman, I am the most sexiest woman, I'm this and that, and he has never done this before. Yes, there is a reason for that. Because we are, your own energy, the nervous system is doing a reset. And you start to become a magnet. Not only for your twin, but also for others. So when we go deeper, is when I say, for example, you can't lose them, but you translate it, so why they aren't here? I don't see them. Where are they? And some of us likes to make us like the timelines. If I can't lose them, so they must come back now. Right now, right here. You know, we're starting to build this idea that I need this right now, right here. This has to happen. So I'm not here to say that everything you are going through, you're absolutely allowed to miss them. You are allowed to feel the distance. You're allowed to say this hurts, this is not fair, this is not what I deserve. Because when we connect to the spiritual truth, it doesn't mean that you are doing something wrong. So now let's come to the separation, because you might be calling yourself, I'm in the separation. So what the separation is really doing, I really want you to realize that separation is not a punishment. I know it feels like one. But isn't that interesting that with words, when we learn a word, we attach an outcome with that. So for example, right now when I say separation, whichever separation, it feels painful, it feels like this is not fair, this is not how it's supposed to be. But why we don't see that sometimes the separation is also growth, is also discovering who you are. I had another day a conversation with a beautiful soul where we talk about the light and darkness. And that also brought me to the explanation of saying that we humans, we believe, and I talk about at the end of the podcast, who is actually making this journey hard. I will explain you who is making that journey hard for you. But when it comes to the light and darkness, we believe that darkness is bad. Immediately when we think, oh, there is so much darkness. Darkness is not bad, but we are bad. We humans make bad things happen. We humans consume and give energy into that can be evil. And that starts from us. There is darkness, is not bad. So think of it this way, that if you have a sunlight 24/7, it will burn off everything. So-called the light is bad too. We need to always find the balance. I've spoken about this previously, I think one of my episodes, but I know I have a lot of new listeners over here. When I went for the training in Ibiza for the Kundalini, I remember on my second or third session, my divine masculine energy inside of me came to talk to me. Because I've always said that I have been in my life a lot more in a masculine energy, meaning making decisions, running the businesses, doing all of the things, very much in a masculine energy, and I've never really nourished my feminine energy. I had very difficulties to trust somebody. I always felt I have to take care of myself by myself, and I couldn't surrender and just let things happen. I had to be in control to make sure that everything will go by the plan. And the truth is, nothing ever goes the way you plan. Everything goes how the divine wants. And I remember of how my divine masculine energy came to talk to me and literally said to me, "Why do you punish me? Why do you make me bad? I have helped you to reach to that point in your life. You have reached quite far, and it has been because of I have given you that drive of making actions, taking decisions. But why do you talk badly about me? Like it's a bad thing that you are in a masculine energy. You don't say it's the same thing about your feminine energy. You always say, oh, I wish I would be more in my feminine, surrendering and allowing." And that really, really opened my heart of realizing, why am I shaming this masculine energy? What I need is a balance, action and receiving, trust and control somehow. Like you need both of these energies to work. It's not the one against another. And the same thing is with the darkness and light. Darkness is there, is good too. But the issue is what we do, humans, with the darkness and where we are feeding our energy into. That's why I have said many times, watch what you consume, watch what you buy, where do you buy, watch what you support. Because the more energy you're giving into something, the more powerful it becomes. And it's us, nothing else. Everything depends on us. So just take that. But like I said, separation is not a punishment. It's not a spirit taking something away from you. It's not something that takes away from you. It's a time where everything starts to now fall into the place. And it's a time where both of the souls are starting to have an upgrade. Software upgrade. What happens before the software upgrade on our phones or on our computers? They become slow, they don't work as well, they freeze. That's what happens to us as well, humans. A little upgrade. And now the Spirit is trying to tell you, let me grow into the version of you that you can hold this kind of love. And that's a very important part. We can feel the love, that divine connection. But if our body is not on that frequency, It's very difficult to hold and stay on it. And whether we like it or we don't like it, but it's a process. And union, what we talk about it, is not just a romance. It's not a relationship. This is not union. And again, the word that you have to relearn. It's actually two entire universes merging together. Two big things are coming to oneness. That's union. Two nervous systems, two journeys, karmic cycles, and you are ready to meet inner truth. And now let me ask you today. If they come back today, would you be able to hold all of that with it? Would you be able to hold that love that you know you had it? Or it becomes this human element again, where we go, you did this, I did this, you trigger me this, you leaving me this, all of that. Think about it. Just have a moment. And there is nothing to say that you are doing wrong. The idea of this is to realize, it wouldn't work at this moment, and that's okay. Or it would work, depending on what you felt. The next question I would ask, and that's a lot of twin flame so-called problem, is that would you still abandon yourself the way you used to? We all know that your twin flame is coming to your life to wake you up of realizing, stop pleasing others, stop doing for others, stop being empty. It's time for you to become you. And that's again, it's not from the perspective of being selfish. We always have this minute that if I choose myself, I'm selfish. No, that's actually the total opposite. If you choose yourself, you can give so much more. But the question of abandonment is that where did you leave yourself? Where did you stop loving yourself? Where did you start criticizing yourself? Where did you feel that you need to do more, be more, push yourself more, know more, do more? Where did that happen? And now another very important question is that if they feel come back to your life right now, today, would you lose yourself in their energy again? Will they be the directors of your journey? Meaning what they're going to tell you, how they're going to tell you, what they expect from you, what they want from you, what they don't want to you. So that's why this separation happens. And not to break you, but to prepare you. To make sure that when the connection comes back, that it won't be the chaos, it will be harmony. But that you both, the frequencies, meet on the same line. And it can happen that you might not be on the same line. And there might be somebody else along the ways who will be on the same. It doesn't make your twin flame less of a person or less of a purpose. I'm really going to say your twin flame came to your life to activate you for the divine love for a reason. Yes, it can be a relationship, 100%, but that's not the idea of it. You can have that your twin came to activate you and they decided, well, I'm not going to go into that, I'm not going to do that, but you might meet somebody else who aligns with you on this journey. I know many of you don't like to hear that part at all, but I'm going to say you have to just learn to live that you had this divine experience. Because it's not about another person, whether we like it or not, it's not about another person. You met your twin to awaken you, and that's a gift, and that's where we are forever thankful. Most probably, all of your life, that energy will be around you in one form or another. But it doesn't mean that you can't fall in love with somebody else, that you cannot have a beautiful relationship with somebody else. In fact, you can have even more beautiful relationship than ever before. And yes, you can have it with your twin as well. But don't get stuck in an outcome right now. And that's why I say you will never lose your twin flame, because it's energetically connected. And now there are a couple of things on this journey that you're going to learn and are super important in your life. And I want to get into one of the things is silence. The magic of silence. You know, when you are, I don't know which stage you are in it right now. I don't know what's happening in your journey exactly. But you know, when you are in this journey where you haven't heard from them for a very long time, and you're waiting for the message and you're waiting for the message, but at the same time you're receiving some sort of a message all the time through your own body, through your own energy. The music speaks to you, the number speaks to you. You feel that something is communicating, but you are waiting for that 3D proof to arrive. But silence, I want to tell you, is the greatest teacher on the twin flame path. Because silence triggers every part of us that wants control. Because again, I'm coming to the fact that we are taught, the same way like we are taught that darkness is bad or separation is bad and all of this, that silence means rejection. They didn't call, I am not chosen. They didn't text, I'm not important. They don't seek out to me, this and that. But silence does not mean rejection. Silence means something is happening behind the scenes. And as a matter of fact, another morning I was walking with my Bobby, and that came through me, how much I love the silence now. Because I'm connected so many of you, and I receive very often messages from you. I know when you've been thinking of me. Sometimes I know what's happening to you. And I talk back to you, and I share certain things. And when something becomes more silent on this journey, for me, for you, however, then thanks to this twin flame path, now I know that something is working behind the scenes. The human self is not ready to deal with that yet. The human self is holding themselves back. For example, sending a message or saying it out or getting comfortable with that. And then there is a silence. But funny enough, I'm already receiving that information. There was another day also. I wish I could text all of you all the time. My time is sometimes a little limited. There are days where I am more active and there are days where I'm less active, depending on my schedule, of course. Because for me, it's very important, whoever I have a call with, whoever I have a session with, that I am fully present right there in that moment. So, and I had a beautiful soul I had a call with another day. And she came into my awareness, and I felt we are so connected, and I was talking to her without talking to her in that sense. I didn't. And then I felt I'm going to send her the email. And I actually want to read that email, because I thought I'm going to just put this only on Instagram, but I'm going to read that. And so I felt her energy, and I sent her an email. I just wanted to say hi. I just do not know why, but you have been in my energetic space today a lot. I just wanted to know if you're all good. How are you doing? Lots of love. And then she replied to me, "Hi B, my beautiful soul. Even though I am surprised with your message like never before, at the same time I'm not. Yes, today I was thinking about you and how grateful I am that I met you and spoke with you. So many things changed in my energy field. I can feel it, even though it's hard to see any results yet. I'm thinking a lot of you, but today it was like I still have no words to express to her how I feel after our session. So I would like to try to speak to her through my energy. I was watching the birds flying south, and suddenly some kind of a gratefulness filled my heart up, and I said in my mind, thank you, B. Yesterday I wrote in my diary how happy I am because I booked a call with you. And I was telling my sister how I fell in love with Cyprus just because of you. So many things. Sorry if you are stuck with me in your field, but when I love someone, I love them with my full heart. And after our session, I felt like a lot of things started resolving. But I'm not gonna lie, at this very point, I feel sadness, emptiness, and melancholia. I'm not naive. I know that this is normal, but it's also difficult as hell. Love you, hug you, dear soul. I can't share with more beautiful things that are coming. So you see in this email, and that's why I say you can never lose your twin flame, because you are energetically connected. Whatever the human self is deciding to do, it's the human part. And I've said many times on my podcast, try not to cut the cords. Try not to go into the state of, I don't want you, I don't need you, all of this. Don't go into that space. Because that will create you more and more pain. I know it feels unfair. Believe me, I know that. But why I also wanted to share about the fact of me, I felt, and then I texted her. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just speak to you through energy. You come to my energetic space very often. And then I speak to you. It sounds crazy, huh? But it's not crazy. And this, I just wanted to bring in this example. I sent to her and she literally said, I was watching the birds and I will speak to her through my energy. And she did. And I felt it. And it's not the mumbo jumbo me making up. And silence has taught me the fact that when my twin flame was silent with me, that was the time where my channeling really, really opened up for me. Because everything I channeled from my twin turned out to be true later on. And then I realized, wait a minute. I had a very different idea in my mind, but my heart and my soul speaks completely differently. And that's why today, when there is a silence, whichever form the silence is, I trust this more than I trust anything else, because the silence gives me the answers. And so I want to also say for some people who are applying for the jobs or trying to find their different ways and they keep on getting the silence, I just want to remind you that something greater, something smarter, something more beyond is working behind the scenes. And you need to trust that silence. Don't go into the place of, I'm rejected. Because when you do that, you create more of this energy. The divine knows what is good for you. Because the spirit works in silence. Energy rearranges itself in silence. Integration happens in silence. Why, when we do the activation, we have the silence afterwards? Because we integrate the energy. And it only can happen in silence. And somehow it can happen when we do not have all of the senses available. Meaning of touching, seeing, hearing. Sometimes we have to do it the other way. To open it up. And once you learn to be comfortable in the silence, you begin to feel the unseen. And this is what I'm talking about. That's why the silence is so powerful. And I keep on telling as well, you have to go within. You will never lose your twin flame. Whether you want to believe me or you don't want to believe me, you will not. Don't feed yourself with an idea, but don't also feed yourself with an idea that it has to be fully romantic fairy tale. Because they are very two different things. Because the silence is where you start noticing every moving, signs, dreams, inner peace. The silence is where you start to feel alive. And that's why I said when I was walking with Bobby and it just came to me and I realized, wow, that's so true. When my old self would have received silence or I would have not received messages or would have not received information in 3D, I would have been feeling why this is happening, why I don't get this, what is happening, should I follow up, should I say this, should I not, should I this? And now, I no longer need any of that. And so, any of you who are thinking how to improve your channeling, that's one of the ways, silence. Another thing you're going to really learn on this journey, and that was the same about this email, that energy is real. And connection is beyond words. I'm actually going to jump back to this, for example, the channeling. On Friday also, I had a channeling with one of a beautiful soul of mine. And she hasn't heard from her twin like 3 months, let's say, more or less, 2.5, 3 months. And we did a channeling, and I think it was 2 hours later, she saw, and I posted that on Instagram as well, she saw it, that her twin flame is trying to type her the message. It was typing, because you can see that on WhatsApp, I believe. And why this is happening? Because we're tapping into the energy field that is the truth, not the human one that is trying to hold us back. And I talk about this at the end of the podcast today. What happens when we're going out into our human element? So at some point you will start to realize that even without any any contact you haven't had for a very long time, the connection is still there. You feel them. I am 100% sure that many of you have felt the presence of your twin, which form or any other form. And you're thinking there, being at home alone, that what's happening to me? Why am I feeling so strongly? Well, because energy is real. Now we know that. Those who have come to the sessions with me, I'm in a distance from you. You might be in New York, or you might be in Finland, or you might be in Australia, or however, wherever you are. And we come to the call together, we do the activation, and your body reacts on it. Because energy does not care about the distance, what we have, what we know. And believe me, in a couple of years, maybe in 100 years, all of this is what I'm talking today here is absolutely the truth. We can astral travel, we can go, we can do, because our body is not going to hold us back anymore in a limitation, but our body is sacred. You can hear your twin flame. You can sense the energy of them close to you. You might wake up in the one morning and you feel their emotions. You might think of them right before they message you, or you see something that is happening. Or you decide, well, I'm done. I'm so done. This is my method. This is my best method of saying, are you on a twin flame or not? Just say you're done with that. Just say, I am absolutely finished. I don't care anymore. And then you suddenly feel them stronger than you ever felt before. Paradox, huh? Because this is the universe reminding you that energy is real and you are not imagining it. You are connected on a higher level of communication. So when you feel them, instead of panicking, start breathing. Don't chase the feeling. Just stay within yourself. I feel you. I send you love. I'm okay. And you can take your time. That's the divine way of doing it. When love stops being possession and becomes presence, it's not about how this person has to be. I know, and this is a very big danger on twin flame journey. There's two things I often noticed, and it was during the time I was going through this as well. Number one is that our belief system, again, we set a new set of belief system where we go, that's the most divine love I'm ever going to feel in my life, and there's never going to be anybody else. Oh, my dear, I believe that too. Until I found that love within me. And now I have met so many amazing people who have ignited the same love within me, who have shown me, again, some of my limiting parts. But have shown me the love, and it ignites me. And I'm so thankful and grateful for that. This is why I say don't limit yourself that that's only going to be this way. It's a limiting belief. And on spiritual journey, we have to get rid of attachment believing. Meaning you learn something and you say that's how it's going to be. I'm going to say you're never going to figure it out with your mind, this thing. So yes, you can fall in love with somebody else. Yes, there can be. But twin flame is part of your journey forever. And that's all right. Again, somehow it can be belief system forever. But I'm a believer, as your energies are heightened, as you are more connected, of course you will feel your twin flame. And you might feel somebody else. But I just want to bring this in, that don't get stuck, because if you get stuck with your belief system, you will repeat that loop over and over and over again. And then let's say somebody else appears in your life and you would start thinking, oh, but how can I love somebody else? A twin flame was the only ultimate love. But that was something you set yourself to have. Yes, your twin flame ignited this true love inside of you, which is absolutely beautiful, and it's a gift, and be forever thankful for them. But also, do not stop yourself. So what's happening behind the scenes? When you see no movement, when there is no messages, when the 3D feels absolutely still, trust that there is so much that is happening that you cannot see. Their soul might be learning to love themselves. They might be going through that. You might be healing your boundaries. Spirit might be aligning timing, location, purpose, and being ready. I want to talk about this also. That when you read a book or you watch a movie and you see the both characters there and you think, why they're making so many stupid decisions? Why she's doing this way? Why he's doing that way? While they love each other? Why they just can't say to each other that do this, go there? Why they're going in a different direction? Well, the truth is, you get to see that their journey from above. You are like observing it, and you know what both people are going through. But when you are in it, you can't see that. So you might start to control that from the mind, what we often do. But as we know, when we control things from the mind, we do not make the right decisions. We make the decisions from logic perspective, but logic is not always that stands firm. I don't know if any of you ever had a situation where you are in a new city or new place and you don't know where to go, but all of a sudden you feel, I have to go in that direction. It doesn't make sense to you why you have to go in that direction, but you're going. And then you end up on that place right there, right now, and you're realizing, oh, that's why I was supposed to be here. And it comes back to the book that it's so easy when we know the both scenarios. So think of this, whoever is playing that twin flame game with us or that human experience with us looks from above there and be like, hey, why you are making this hard for yourself? Stop doing it this way. Go there and there is a solution. But you resist because I have to do it this way. That's why I say the more you unlearn, the more you open up the possibility to happen. And all of this happens in silence because inner work is quiet. It's not meant to be seen, it's meant to be felt. Another thing I want to always say, that it's not something I can tell you. It's something you need to experience. So remember, you will never lose your twin flame because you can't lose what is divinely connected to your soul. You might lose the form it takes, but not the connection itself. And now we have arrived to this, that who makes this journey hard? Who makes this journey actually hard? I already mentioned that before. It's the human self. It's the human self, the one who makes it hard. Because our soul understands love. Our soul knows the truth. And that's where we often in channeling, you ask me like, all right, they love me. They feel connected to me. They want to reach out to me, but why they don't? Their human ego. Even for me. I remember when I felt that my twin is going through a very hard time. I didn't say a single word. I wouldn't pick up my phone and say, hey, are you okay? Because I felt that I am interfering into something. I also felt that, well, I'm a woman. I don't run after men. I don't do this all of these things what I put myself labels and belief system. Well, that journey taught me that there's nothing more important than speaking the truth and expressing the truth. And now I no longer have that fear of saying, well, I feel this way. This is what came to me. This is what is there. I'm not going to hold myself back. But my old self would have. And there is a very good reason for it, because we are afraid of rejection. We are afraid that we'll not hear the same words back. Because our human self is scared. And it's scared to speak the truth. Afraid to be rejected. Afraid to say, I love you. Unless it's safe or it's returned. And we are terrified of expressing pure love without guarantees. We are absolutely terrified of doing it. And especially when we feel such a divine love and divine connection. And also when our mind is set that this is how it's supposed to be. I remember when I was going through that, and I had a very hard time of realizing how I can love another man apart from my husband. Because my mind had said that love is between me and my husband, for example. I love my husband. But that's not true. I love my mother, I love my children, I love my dog, I love my friends. So there are all kinds of love. So why am I so afraid of now when I felt something so divine? Can it mean for some people that your marriage or your partnership can be over? Absolutely. And there was a reason for that, but it has nothing to do with love. It just was a mirror to show you that something is over and something is finished. And it's the same on Twin Flame Journey, that when you get too stuck with an idea that I need to be with my twin, and then somebody else appears in your life, you feel a great connection, you feel things, and you'll be like, yes, but I have a twin flame. I need to love my twin flame. There are other ways of love manifesting in your life. Don't hold yourself back. But also the grief of losing your twin flame in the physical is part of the journey. I will not go into that today. I will go into that in the future. So if you find today's episode connected to you and love, but why I talk about it, there's a big reason for it. Because years and years can go by and you are playing the same record over and over and over again. Meaning you will never discover who you really are. Because you're waiting for someone to come. And I don't want this to happen. That's all of the part of my workshops, my retreats, everything, that I help you to discover who you are. You know who you are, but you're holding yourself back. And if any of my word, anything helps you, that makes me very, very happy. And as I said, we are terrified of expressing true love. Because what if your twin is going to say, I don't love you this way? What if they walk away? And because of that fear, we start to play the games. We wait for them to text first. We pretend we don't care. That's one of the biggest lies we often do. We go, I don't care about my twin flame. Doesn't matter. I can move on. I can have this. Yes, you can move on. Yes, you can do all of that, but don't lie to yourself. You can lie to me. You can lie to anybody else, but don't lie to yourself. Just say, I love this person. This person awakened something inside of me that I didn't even know that existed. And that's a gift. And I love them. I will forever love them. And I care about them. How it's going to manifest? It's going to manifest. And so then we start to hide our heart. We call it self-protection. We don't want this to happen. But I'm going to tell you that in truth, this pretending hurts you more than rejection somehow ever could. And that's where it comes in, speaking your truth in silence. Do not do that if you can. And so the pain of pretending is that when when there is a silence in that sense, and we think that, oh, we are in prison, but that we don't hear anything from them, so we are putting ourselves in a prison. I know, I've been there. I know exactly what you feel. But actually, deep down, the most painful thing is not the rejection that they rejected you. It's about self-abandonment, that you have left yourself. You haven't lived from your heart. And as hard as it can sound, I tell you again, we come to this world with nothing and we live with nothing. We come alone and we live alone. Everything else between is just a journey and just an experience and just a beautiful video game. And if you get to spend that time with a person, to hug, to kiss, to have all of these kind of beautiful experiences, wonderful. That's all the beauty of being a human. But remember that your life will not depend on other persons, how they're going to be. Because they might be here today and gone tomorrow. And then what? It's important to realize that human relationships are one of the most beautiful relationships when it's done in harmony and in love. And that's why having a relationship, talking to one each other, receiving beautiful messages, receiving compliments, receiving whatever, is the most beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong here. But when was the last time you said something nice about yourself? When was the last time you did something for yourself that made you feel free? That you don't need anything extra. That you're right now, right here, and everything is as perfect as it can be. We abandon our own truth because we want to stay strong. So we don't speak out the truth. I have a couple of episodes where I speak about how important it is to speak your truth. I have no problem. I remember me and my twin, we got to this point, and there was a lot of things in between. But we got to this point at one day, and I said, we don't do in the sense of not telling to each other what's going on. We have to check in with each other. We have to just see, yes, we have chosen different paths of our life. There are many reasons for this as well. But it doesn't mean that there's less of a connection or less of a love in certain ways. Me and my twin will not work in 3D, and there are many reasons for this, and that's beautiful. Divine is smarter than me. But it doesn't mean that I don't talk to my twin or my twin doesn't talk to me. Today I really feel speaking my truth of saying, hey, are you okay? Hey, I saw you this, I felt that. Everything. And it just happens naturally. I don't need to be strong. And then what happens, why I talk about it, because later we will sit in the pain of everything unsaid, that we didn't express it. And here I'm just going to say, so shift that. You can speak your truth without attachment. You can say, I love you, and still let them go. You can say, I care for you, but I won't accept you in these conditions. And that's not a weakness, that's a power actually. And that's what it means to love without losing yourself. And don't lose yourself. You are given a gift when you met your twin. Don't lose yourself. You are now an awakened being. Connect to that source, connect to this love, connect to who you are from the higher self. And if they come to your life, wonderful. If they choose you, wonderful. And if they don't, wonderful. But don't make it hard. Loving without an attachment is that real love is not control. And we need to realize this too. It doesn't say that stay so I can feel safe over here. It actually says, I love you. And I trust the path you choose, even if it's not for me right now. I love you. And that's what is between me and my twin, for example. And he is very kind to me of realizing why. Another day this came to me as well, that because I have spoken about it, that me and my husband, we were about to divorce during the time. And in that sense, I was about to choose my twin. And I didn't eventually. And then it came to me that my spirit spoke to me and said, you would have never had these magical experiences if you would have done other way. Now, of course, I have met amazing people. I have my spiritual baby that is absolutely incredible and brings me so much love. And I feel she unites us more than anybody else. It's so funny that many of you are sending music to Lily and asking how she's doing. And Lily connects with you. It's so sweet. But what I try to say that I would have never done what I do today, because I would have got this relationship and I would have been consumed by this relationship because it was very immature at the time. I was immature. So it would have been more drama than anything else in my life. And I don't like drama, to be honest. Not because we were both immature. The growth, many of you have said, I've started to listen to your podcast from the beginning and I see your growth. So can you imagine what was before even that? Again, I'm not saying that you can't be with your twin, and I'm never saying that. This is not, I know that your mind goes into that. But this is not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to bring you to understand that if you have a relationship that is toxic, dramatic, all of these kind of things, then that's not love. That's it. That's not love. Love is not drama. Love is peace, harmony, feeling filled with connection. And you know what's beautiful? When you stop and you love like that and you stop suffering, you start breathing again. Because you have released the story, I need you to love me back so I can feel enough. So you become enough on your own. And then love, whether it's with them or with someone else, finds your way to you. And believe me, it will. And when we forget who we are in love, we suffer. That's so important. How many times people have been in a relationship and they come out of the relationship and they go, I don't even know who I was in that relationship. I did everything for that person. I stopped my career, I stopped my this, I stopped my that, and now I don't even know who I am. So it's not actually the fact that another person was doing something. You forgot yourself, and not in a bad way. And that's why many twin flames appear when you are in a relationship. They come and wake you up and say, hey, it's me in another body trying to wake you up and tell you, wake up, wake up. It's like a dream version of you. You know, you are in a dreams and you see yourself and it's doing something completely different than you're doing in your human self. But when we remember that we are souls, infinite, divine, and already whole, we realize we never truly lose anything. Love doesn't leave. It just changes form. And that's also a beautiful thing when we ending a relationship. It's not that the love ended. It just changed its form. And every time you choose truth over fear, authenticity over games, you come closer to divine union. And not just with your twin, but with yourself. So if you are in this silence right now, where there is a separation, silence, no messages, you feel connected, you feel lost, you don't know what comes in, take a deep breath. Put your hand over your heart and say, love does not leave me. People can take space, but love does not leave me. And if you feel your twin's energy today, if you feel connected to them, then just say, I feel you, I release you, and I trust the process. Because this journey is not about waiting, it's about becoming, as we know. Becoming the one who knows love cannot be lost. It can only transform and take a different form. And you become the love that you can love freely, speak your truth, and still be you. And you don't need to hold back who you truly are. That's why I want to talk about it, that you will never lose your twin. If you become this love, if you become whatever form it's gonna manifest, that's a different story. But you will never lose your twin and become one with them today. And if you cannot do this, that's okay as well. Because your body is showing to you, I need more time. I need more time to process. And I'm here. I'm ready to step into healing, connecting, silence, meditation, activation, energy work, breathing. I'm ready to step into that. All of this is good. It's not here to punish you at all. Anyways, my love, it was a beautiful time to spend with you. I just quickly go through a few things. We have now this upcoming week our Cyprus retreat, which I'm very looking forward to. New souls, also old souls. About our Bali retreat that is happening during the Shivaratri, unfortunately we are sold out. Again, I didn't expect that it would go so quickly. It's one of our biggest retreats, the longest and the biggest. I'll try my best to make sure that during the Shivaratri I invite you all online to have a session to amplify. As we know, during the Shivaratri, any spiritual work you do will amplify tremendously. So I will not, as I know many of you really wanted to join, but unfortunately I need to make sure that I have enough space for each one of you that I can connect to in person. But do not be sad. Italy at the end of June 2026 will happen, and Cyprus again in November. So I'm just going to say, if you're planning your holidays for the next year, if there are things that you are doing, think of these dates. End of June 2026 in Italy, and in November 11/11. 11/11 is coming up as well. Well, we have a podcast episode for this one too. For Patreon, we will meet again on the 23rd of November for another session online to connect, to transform, to become your higher self. And if any of you feel that they want to talk to me, they want to connect to me, they want to release, they want to connect, they want to see what's happening on their journey, twinflameawakeningjourney.com. All the information is there. More than happy to connect with you. I hope today's episode helped you to realize that don't get stuck. Don't make yourself another barriers how this journey has to be. Come here, right now, right here. Accept the love, accept the connection, and see what starts to happen. I'll see you very soon. Lots of love and lots of light.
Oh, bring me back to that day. I had all of this waiting ahead. It kills to be